Welcome to Energy Talks, the podcast where we speak to the people powering the energy sector. In this episode, my colleague Stefan's been joined by Charla Tekun, Petrofac's Head of Talent Acquisition, and they're going to be talking about recruitment and what it takes to attract the best people to both Petrofac and the energy sector. If you're looking to progress in your career or find a new job in the energy sector, this is the podcast for you. But before we get started, remember to hit that subscribe button to make sure you don't miss another episode.
I'm joined today on Energy Talks by Charla Tekun, Petrofac's Head of Talent Acquisition. Charla, we often say that people make Petrofac, that the embodiment of our employer brand is quite literally our employees. So who better to talk to about this topic than the person in charge of bringing the right people to Petrofac? Charla, welcome to Energy Talks.
Thank you. Thank you, Stefan.
Let's start with an easy question. So you're Petrofac's Group Head of Talent Acquisition. How would you describe, in short, what the Head of Talent Acquisition does?
So, Head of Talent Acquisition heads up the talent acquisition teams across the board, and I drive the global strategy for resourcing for Petrofac.
You've been in the industry for more than 15 years, Worley, Halliburton for almost a decade, different locations, different geographies. Now we're lucky to have you at Petrofac. How have you seen the recruitment space change over the last decade and a half?
It changed completely. The name changed to start with. We don't call it recruitment anymore. We call it talent acquisition. So if you remember 10 years ago, when you are in an interview, the employer usually used to ask, why should we hire you? It's the other way around now. It's very much candidate focused. Now the candidates are asking, why should I join you? So it shows the dynamics have changed. It's more candidate people focus. Care is number one now.
Yes. So not only has the whole landscape of how you get candidates, which we will talk about in more detail in a bit, of digitalization, of outreach, of personalizing your efforts, but also the mindset changed and shifted from what does a company need to what do I need as someone who's going to be joining this company?
Yeah, absolutely. It's all about people.
Okay, so let's talk about people then. So Petrofac is in a growth period now. We've hired hundreds of people since the start of the year. We've been awarded some very exciting projects, some firsts evers in Europe, in North Africa, in the Middle East, our home market. So across new energies, petrochemicals, upstream oil and gas, and we're actively bidding for new work in addition to that. So to me, all of this spells more people to join, growing, getting people across the geographies. How does this impact your function, the function that you lead, talent acquisition, on a global level?
We need to look at our position in the market. How do we attract people? Where are those people? How soon we can get these people on board so we can start delivering? So these are all day-to-day activities that we do. And then it's all about finding people and growing these days.
Yeah. And where have we been particularly busy?
We are primarily hiring engineers, designers. We do have other functions. We do have support functions and some commercial functions. But we are heavily hiring engineers across the board. We do have two engineering hubs, India and United Arab Emirates. So the majority of our engineers and designers we hire in those countries. But again, as you said, we are expanding geographically, as well as the type of projects that we win are starting to be different in different areas. So we are looking at new geographies, like Africa. We are looking at Southeast Asia, expanding the businesses there. We are, again, looking at slightly different experiences, with the new energies and the people that are required for those projects. So that's the variety, the portfolio is growing every day.
So just to link to that a little bit, engineering has been there for a long time. New energies, as the name says, new energies. Is there kind of added level of excitement for people who are joining that? Are we transitioning people from traditional energies to new energies? What are you seeing in terms of how that's going?
New things excite people. They always want to be part of it. So there are groups of people in or outside of our company who are excited and want to be a part. So we're moving those people there. But then again, in candidate market, there are transferable skills as well. When we hire, we look for people who are flexible, who are adaptable. So the candidate pool grows, and then it shows some variety in terms of what they're doing now or what they can and will do in the future as well.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's an understanding also that traditional energies are here to stay for a long time as well. And, the skill set that is out there is going to be needed for much longer. Yeah.
No, absolutely.
So let's talk about the candidates now. So people throw the word crisis around quite a bit. I heard talent crisis being mentioned more than once, and for better or for worse. Are we in a talent crisis? What's your opinion on that?
Well, talent crisis usually means we are the talent pools are not growing as fast as the demand. So there are a lot of new projects coming. So when you have 10 projects and when your talent pool only has 4, it creates crisis. However, that's why we're looking at transferable skills. We are looking at different channels where we get candidates from. And we're trying to see where we are, what is our position in the market? Are we attractive enough? So we're trying to improve in those areas so we differentiate ourselves from other companies in the market, so we attract more talent, so we don't have talent crisis.
We talked about transferable skills, and you mentioned transferable skills and how to transfer people from, whether it's one project to another, whether it's one market to another. Are we only looking outside when it comes to recruitment, and when it comes to talent acquisition? Is the grass always greener on the other side, or are we looking at our people as well?
We are looking at both. There are some candidates or requirements that we have that we do not have the capability within the company. So for those, of course, we look at outside external hiring, but we also look at the career paths that we create within the company for our employees. So we look at their development. If there are any gaps in their developments, we kind of help them to improve in those areas so they become transferable candidates. So then we move those candidates into different positions. So we also look at the people whom we have in the past. We've done a few exercises lately that the people who were with us some time ago are still interested to come and join us. So it is a mix and match, really. We look at external, we look at internal, develop our people, create that career path to our people, but then also fill the gaps with others.
With external hires.
Yeah.
Yes. So we often associate the word talent with younger people who are at the sunrise part of their career. They're, just joining the profession, just graduating. But we should not overlook experience that we need to deliver projects safely, on time, sustainably, and be a company that people admire. Can you compare the approaches to hiring talent and hiring experience on the other side?
Yeah, so we hire both groups, but the way that we approach them is different because their expectations are different. The young people, what excites them is the exposure, being part of a big company, international company, the belonging, learning new things, the opportunities, the training. Whereas an experienced candidate is attracted to the projects that you win, the size of the project, the disciplines, the variety of the projects, but in an experience level. So how they can demonstrate their experience, how they can apply their experience for a successful delivery.
I guess the question is, who is it harder to attract to Petrofac?
We have the opportunity to offer the young people, the exposure. We have the training and development programs. So we have that to offer them. Whereas, again, for the experienced engineers, we have the variety of the projects. We've got different geographies of where those projects are. So it's all about approach. It's all about what you use when you're talking to them. And then it comes to know your audience. Right.
There's really hardly a better place to be than the energy industry for people who want to have an impact, who want to change the future. We see people leaving Petrofac, and just to then down the line, 2, 5, 10 years later, they come back to Petrofac. Why is it important that we keep a strong connection with our alumni?
We need new ideas. We need fresh thinking. But at the same time, we're also proud that we are building this company that people are happy to come back to.
Finally, let's get into the practicalities of getting a job at Petrofac. So if someone was listening to this, and hope they are, and thinking, I should see what is available at Petrofac, Charla done a great job selling the company to me. What is the first step?
The first step is petrofac.com career page. So we follow an online application process. So people should go to Petrofac, visit Petrofac page, career page. All the jobs are posted there. Simply apply. Click the apply button. Choose the apply
button. I like that.
Click the apply button. Choose the location. Look at all the vacancies that we have and apply online.
Are we personalizing our approach based on the market we're hiring in?
Absolutely. We need to know our market. We need to know our candidates in those markets. So we look at talent insights. We look at market insights. We look at our competitors. We look at anything and everything in that country, and then build our strategy for approach accordingly. The goal is the same, but the approach depends on the market. And then for that, in order to be able to create the right approach, we need to know our market.
So looking past the skills and the experience that's necessary to land a role at Petrofac, how are we treating the characteristics and the values that people bring into our company?
We look for flexible and adaptable people, people who can demonstrate their skills as well. And their behaviors are important. As we always say, people make Petrofac. So we've got certain characteristics. So we want people to manage, to work with colleagues, stakeholders, customers, and we want them to be excited about our future, share our excitement about the future. And when we hire them, we continue looking at the people, not only their skills and experience, but their behaviors as well. So we help them improve, not only technically,
so
but
it's not
skills
only getting through the door. Once we get people through the door, we need to make sure that they're happy in their role, that they're accomplished, 5-10 years down the line as well.
Yeah. So they share our excitement about growing,
Absolutely.
We grow together.
Charla, it was an absolute pleasure to have you on Energy Talks. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for listening. And like Charla said, if you're looking to start your career with Petrofac, head to petrofac.com/careers and just hit apply. Remember to subscribe if you haven't done so already, and leave a review if you enjoyed this episode. And why not go and check out our other episodes right now.